Hi, it's Chris from Poseidon doing a quick review on the lovely new Ozone Flow Wing, which has recently been released. Was excited to get my hands on this and try it out, and absolutely loved spending time on it. It's a real nice piece of kit. Interesting to see it get entered into their range, which Ozone have got a really big range of wings. They come from the kite side, they've got their own factory, they're able to bring out a lot of new products. They've got the Fly, which is their entry-level grunty wing. They've got their Fusion, which is their top-of-the-line race winging performance wing. They've got their Flux, which is their performance free ride, real fast wing to use. And they used to have their Wasp, which slotted in as their versatile, all-round, wave-focused wing. The Wasp made it up through 3 generations to version 3. And what they decided to do is go back to the drawing board and reinvent that wing. Because I guess whilst the Wasp was a really good wing and it was really well balanced and fun to use, it was getting left behind in the market a little bit in comparison with some of the other wings. So enter the Flow, which from the drawing board up, they've designed this and they've clearly designed it as a performance wing. When you look at it, every single detail's been thought about. So you see it straight away with the panel layout. There's a lot going on. There's battens in the trailing edge, the segments of the leading edge, the carbon rigid handles which they've got on here. They've designed this with performance in mind, but what you notice straight away when you get up and going is it's so well balanced. And whereas some of the other wings in the Ozone range are quite specific to a certain sort of riding, this can lend itself really to every sort of riding, and it really is a fun piece of kit to ride. For me, I found it absolutely excelled on the wave, and I think down to its balance. So straight away when you start moving along on the wing, you can feel its tip-to-tip balance is really comfortable. It doesn't drop down into the water like some wings do. It's front to back hand pressure. It feels really, really balanced and comfortable and easy to find the power, but also easy to hold on the front to tank up wind. And it's balanced between the leading edge and the trailing edge, particularly when you're flagged out and you're not using the wing itself, is so beautiful. It just sits there and flies itself, that you're able to nudge it and move it out the way or bring it back into play when you want. So design brief nailed. They've made something here which is really fun to ride. Obviously everything comes at a compromise, so when you're looking at this and its pros and its cons, what they've designed here is a wing that's really versatile and sits kind of bang in the middle of jack of all trades, which means its bottom end power probably isn't the most grunty. In comparison to other wings, it's got stacks of power in its bottom end, but it's probably not the most powerful wing to get you going. Its top end, it handles it really well, it's comfortable, but they have gone with a standard Dacron material, and the shape of it, you can feel a bit of flex, and as that wing flexes, you're going to lose a bit of power. As you lose power and it deforms its shape, it doesn't go upwind quite as well when you're absolutely maxed. That's where you go for the Flux. That's what that's designed for. When you're powering up and when you're wanting to do jumps with it, you can feel there's stacks of power there, but you can feel that flex a little bit, and especially when you're pumping, there is a little bit of flex. But what this wing excels at is being really comfortable when you're going along. It's really easy to change your direction of angle, really easy to go upwind, really easy to go downwind, and not really have to do much with the wing. It just sits itself right there. And as soon as you drop it onto that front handle, which is really well designed, it's kind of like it's a soft handle, but it's rigid in the way that it's attached, or fairly rigid in the way that it's attached onto the leading edge, which means you've got quite a lot of control with it, which is important on some wings because they try to flip over. But this wing, even though it's got that really good quality handle on the front, it doesn't feel like it ever wants to. The trailing edge grabs the water really easy. And as you're pushing through a turn, even if the wingtip hits on some wings where that might initiate a flip and it turns over, this wing just rights itself, follows through behind really, really easy. And whether you're trying to go around the wing or whether you're trying to go underneath the wing, either way, this wing just behaves itself. Shooting upwind, shooting downwind on the wave when you're flagged out. I'd say as a wave riding focused wing, they've absolutely nailed it. And this thing is just a real joy to ride. And in all sorts of wind conditions, you know you're going to be able to take this out of the bag and it's going to behave itself. So highly rate it as that sort of a wing, highly rate it as a wing which you could get as your first wing, as your entry wing, all the way up through wave riding sort of performances. It comes with these carbon handles, not my favourite, they're rounded, which means it can be a little bit difficult to adjust it, especially when it's above your head, but they're totally rigid. They've got a good bumper on the end so you don't damage your board. They've got a nice high quality bungee leash which has got swivels on it on the wing end with a waist leash is what it comes with as standard. It comes in a big range of sizes, and for me I was really impressed, and I was kind of a little bit nervous coming off the Wasp for quite a few generations. What's this flow going to be like? Is it going to be very different? And it is. They've really nailed it as a performance wave riding focused wing, and for sure I'm excited to get this thing out the bag more, take it into the waves, have a lot of sessions. Highly recommend it. The Flow V1, check it out.